Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Grist Brewing Company out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This beer is part of their Kapow candy series, which I have not done any of the Kapow candy beers. I've done the Kaboom candy beers, which the Kapow candy is just like a bigger version of the Kaboom candy with, I think all the Kaboom candy is like two different fruits, and I think the Kapow candy, not only is it larger ABV, but it is also like more than two fruits. It's kind of, at least the bump in ABV is similar to Dancing Gnome with this double underscore. Anyways, this one has the Boysenberry, Guava, and Raspberry. And I know I've looked it up before, but I couldn't remember, so I looked it up again before I did this. If you're not sure what Boysenberry is, it is actually a cross blend between raspberries, blackberries, and dewberries, which actually is supposedly its own thing. And then it also has additional raspberry in it and then guava. And this is 7.0 ABV, as opposed to the Kaboom candy, which I think is 4.5. It might be only 4, but I'm pretty sure it's 4.5. So, I mean, it's not double, but it's definitely a significant bump. It's not just like a little bit more. And yeah, and I don't know if you saw when I put it up there. If you were, I don't think I said what the style is, but if you're familiar with the Kaboom candy ones, they're fruited sour. So let's crack it open and see what we got. I am a big fan of the blend of like darker berries and some of like the tropical fruits. Like Dancing Gnome did the passion berry, which was passion fruit and raspberry, and I thought that was really good. So I'm hoping this is similar. This looks beautiful in the glass. As you can see, it pours a really nice, deep, dark red to almost like a lighter purple with definitely a pink head, no doubt about it. See, that's what I like, because the first split second thing I smelled was raspberries, but then immediately it went into this deep, lush, tropical guava character. But then in the back end, even after that, I let it run through my brain for a second, and I was still picking up like the seediness of the raspberries. This definitely looks like it's going to be more fruited, more intense than the Kaboom candy, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll see. That's tasty. That is tasty stuff. I think it's been obvious with some of the other reviews that I kind of have mixed feelings about like these fruited kettle sours. I'm not going to deny that most of them don't taste good, but a lot of them are just so far removed from actually tasting like beer that it's kind of hard to really say that they're a great beer. I would just call them a good drink. But this like the initial taste of this, in my opinion, is just as fruit forward as any of the Dancing Gnome underscores. Very, very big, fresh, seedy raspberry, and then huge, like just tropical, almost like overripe, not rotting, that's the wrong word, but like overripened guava, where it's like really earthy. So that it was really similar to what something Dancing Gnome would do. And I'm only using them as comparison because they're a competitor of these guys in the same city, and they're making these same type of beers, and they're the ones that everyone seeks out. But this, I like this better than most of the Dancing Gnome underscores for two reasons. One, on the back end, it still has a small, grainy beer character to it, which to me that little separation makes it a big difference. I like at least a little bit of a beer taste. And the other thing is, this still has, I mean, it looks like juice. I'm not going to say that it doesn't look like juice. It absolutely looks like raspberry juice. But mostly the carbonation and the body and the mouthfeel are still is like beer. Some of the Dancing Gnome ones, I mean, there would be fruit pulp just sticking to the glass, which, I mean, I get it. If you want straight fruit juice, you might like that. But to me, that's going a little bit too much for me. I still want it to kind of resemble beer, so that's why I think I like this probably better than theirs. I will say, on like, if you want the really big fruit character, the Dancing Gnome stuff's probably definitely better than the Kaboom candy. But this definitely takes Kaboom candy to another notch. This is really, really heavily fruited. So I think anyone who likes the Dancing Gnome stuff, you can get something that's really similar, and in my opinion, slightly better, but not have to wait in a 2 hour line. I know Grist House gets lines, but I don't think they sell it immediately. I think you can still get there, maybe an hour after they open, and they still have some. I don't think it sells out immediately. So that would just be my recommendation for anyone who's in Pittsburgh who likes these styles of beer. But I do think it has a really, really nice blend of raspberry and guava. I think that it's really nicely balanced. I would say the boysenberry part, part of boysenberries is raspberry anyways. But I don't know that I'm picking up like the blackberry aspect of it. And I love blackberry. But that's fine. If this was just guava and raspberry, I would believe it, and it would still be as good as it is. So I'm going to say this one's a buy. If I wanted to drink something like this, which every once in a while, if it is a hot day or something, you just want something really refreshing, I would definitely buy this again. I think this is one of the best examples of this type of beer that I've ever had, to be honest. I think it's really, really tasty. And I give Grist House props for this. This is really, really well done. Again, I like a lot of these Pittsburgh cans that I have. I don't know what it costs because I didn't buy it. My buddy got it for me, but based on all their other things, I'm guessing it's probably like $16, $17 a can, which I definitely think is worth it. So yeah, this is for sure a buy for me, but I think that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.